Conditions: view at 6200 feet. Temperature 3. Dew point 5. Altimeter 3026. Arriving and departing runways 23, 33 right, 24 right, 33 left, 24 left. Visual approach is in use. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. VFR departures contact clearance delivery on 121.3. Advise on initial contact. You have information Golf. Toronto Lester B. Pearson Inter.
WestJet 374, Toronto clearance, loud and clear.
Cleared to Kennedy via the Kepler 3 departure, then it's filed departure, runway 15 left, initial climb to flight level 140, departure on 127.575, squawk 4722, JetBlue 1355.
JetBlue 3155, read back correct, expect runway 15 left, contact ground on 119.1.
Expect runway 15 left, ground on 119.1, JetBlue 1355.
Clearance delivery, this is Star 56 at FedEx Apron at Toronto Pearson Airport. We are ready to copy IFR clearance to Sudbury Airport.
WestJet 374, information Golf is current. Cleared to Ottawa via the Verdo 7 departure, then as filed. Departure runway 33 right. Initial climb 4000. Departure on 127.575, squawk 4621.
Good morning, Toronto Ground. This is Morningstar.
WestJet 374, read back correct. Contact ground on 119.1 when ready.
Rouge 1520.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome aboard WestJet Flight 374, heading to Ottawa. We're so glad to have you with us today. Please take your seats according to your boarding passes and stow your hand luggage in the overhead bins or under the seats in front of you. If you need any assistance, don't hesitate to reach out to me or any of our crew members. Thank you.
Canada Air 3023, ready to copy IFR clearance to Regina.
Canada Air 3023, Toronto clearance, I am working on that clearance. Stand by.
Ground on 119.1, Canada 888. Delta 2481, ready to copy IFR clearance. We have information India to Kilo Alpha Tango Lima.
Delta 2481 cleared to Atlanta Aerodrome via direct maintain 5000, expect flight level tree 6010 minutes after departure, departure 127.575, squawk 12 tree 1, QNH 100 tree winds, tree 10 at 27, runway tree right, for departure, advise when ready to taxi.
Clearance on request.
Hello, ladies
Stand by.
and gentlemen. I would love to welcome you aboard our flight.
Skyhawk 345 cleared to Ottawa via the Verdo 7 departure, then is filed. Departure runway 33 right, initial climb 4000. Departure on 127.575, squawk 276.
If you have any trouble finding a location to your carry-on item, please let a flight attendant know and you
Toronto clearance, FedEx 201, ready to copy IFR to Ottawa.
Please double check.
Grab that clearance. Give me just a minute.
The aisle is clear and other passengers can
Toronto clearance, good morning, JPAD 1605. Would like to go to Kilo Mooney Bravo Sierra. We don't have flight as filed.
during the rest of the boarding process, but we do ask that
I'm working on that clearance. Stand by.
larger electronic devices are stowed once we depart.
Clear to Phoenix Sky Harbor, via the Gulf up for departure. Initial climb to 4000, expect flight level 340, 1 minute after departure, squawking 5245.
Good morning,
Air
ladies and
Canada,
gentlemen, and welcome aboard flight 374 with service to Ottawa.
Air Canada 1287, read back correct, expect runway 15 left, contact ground on 119 or decimal 1.
Hello,
Captain, we are ready for pushback.
15 left, contacting ground on 119 or decimal 1. Have a good day, Air Canada.
The tray tables and seat backs must be in the full
Clearance delivery, Air Canada 316, looking to pick up our IFR to London.
Stand by for all calls.
Cleared to London via the Inco 5 departure, runway 23, climb 4000 initial, and contact departure on 127.575, squawk 5473, Air Canada 316.
AC 316, read back correct. Ground is on 119 or decimal 1, safe flight, sir.
Over the ground on 119.1. Good night.
Good morning. Clear to Dayton via the KEPTA 3 departure, then is filed. Departure runway 23, initial climb 4000, departure on 127.575, squawk 542, American 516.
American 516, read back correct.
Air Canada 8878 cleared to Newark Aerodrome via the Kepta-Tree departure, then is filed. Climb and maintain 5000, expect flight level tree 30, 10 minutes after departure. Departure on 127.575, squawk tree 147.
May I see your boarding pass?
Departure land at 5,000, expect flight level 320 after departure. Departure on 127.5, walk 3147.
This way, please.
Canada 8878.
Viva 658, ST32, looking for IFR clearance to Chicago O'Hare with information uniform.
Viva 58, Toronto clearance. I am working on that clearance. Stand by.
Welcome on board.
Toronto clearance, good evening, Air Canada 424 with Kilo, request IFR clearance to Montreal.
Air Canada 424, Toronto clearance. I'll have your clearance in just a second.
Clear to Calgary over the FZIP 7 departure, then is filed departure runway 23. Initial climb 4000, departure on 127.575, squawking 6241, Air Canada 145.
Air Canada 145, read back correct. Contact ground on 119 or decimal 1 when ready.
119.1, Air Canada 145.
Clear to Montreal via Jet T5 departure and file. Departure runway 05, initial climb 5000 feet. Departure 127.575, walk 1352.
Air Canada 408, read back correct. Expect runway 33 right. Contact ground on 119 or decimal 1.
Runway 33 right, to ground on the 119 or decimal 1, Air Canada 408.
Welcome on board.
Clearance, good morning. It's Canadian 1896.
Good morning.
We have Information Hotel requesting IFR clearance to Winnipeg.
Skyhawk 345, information uniform is current. Cleared to Ottawa via the Verdo 7 departure, then as filed. Departure runway 33 right. Initial climb to 4,000. Departure on 127.575. Squawk 2765.
Clearance, good day. Avialink 01, with information like request IFR clearance to Vancouver International. Avialink 01, cleared to Vancouver, out of runway 15 left, up step 7, departure, then as south, initial climb to 4,000, squawk 1453, and departure on 127.575. Avialink 01.
Avialink 01, read back correct.
Good morning, Toronto Clarence, American 2450, with information whiskey, and we're requesting IFR departure to Louisville.
I am working on that clearance. Stand by.
Air Canada 1654, ready for IFR clearance to Tampa.
I'll have your clearance in just a second.
Like IFR clearance to Winnipeg with information, Charlie.
Delta 6882, information Charlie is correct. Cleared to Winnipeg via the AVSEP 7 departure, then as filed. Departure runway 23. Initial climb to 4,000. Departure on 127.575. Squawk 3317.
Cleared to Winnipeg via the AVSEP 7 departure, then as filed. Expect runway 23. Climb and maintain 4,000. Departure 127.525. Squawk 3317. Delta 6882.
Delta 6882, read back correct. Expect runway 3, contact ground on 119 or decimal 1.
Ground 121 decimal 9er, Air Canada 620. Toronto clearance delivery, good evening. Air Canada 632 with information Yankee at gate Bravo 13, type Airbus 320. Request IFR clearance to Charlottetown S5.
Delta 2481, clear to Atlanta Aerodrome, direct maintain 5000, express flight level 36010 meters to departure, departure 127.575, squawk 1231, QNH 1003. Advise them ready to taxi Delta 2481.
Delta 2481, read back correct. Expect runway 33 right. Contact ground on 119 or decimal 1.
Clearance delivery, good morning, Delta 2481. We have information in the air, ready to copy IFR clearance to Atlanta Hartsfield.
Ronald clearance, Tom Air 146, requesting IFR clearance to Milwaukee.
Ronald clearance, FedEx 1001 Heavy IFR clearance to James Armstrong.
WestJet 374, Toronto ground, push and start approved. Stay southeast. Sky.
by for engine start until push is completed and brakes are set.
Toronto Ground, petition 847 off taxiway 06 right.
Commencing
Ready
push.
to taxi
Due to
departure.
icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push is completed and
Citation 47,
brakes are
Toronto
set.
ground taxi to parking via Delta. Hold short of runway 24 right. Then continue taxi via Charlie Alpha Delta. Have a good day.
Taxi via Delta, hold short runway 24 right. Continue taxi via Charlie Alpha Delta.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screen.
Citation 847, holding short runway 24 right.
WestJet, I'd like to welcome you aboard flight
Pearson ground, clear double 17, holding short runway 23 right.
Welcome aboard Bamboo Airways, the airline of hospitality.
Flare 17, contact Toronto Tower on 118.35 when ready for departure.
2225.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the
Clear
safety of
double
your flight,
17, thank
we
you.
have your attention for the safety demonstration.
Khi đã lên máy bay, đề nghị quý khách không hút thuốc dưới mọi hình thức.
Any type of smoking is strictly prohibited.
Các thiết bị điện tử phải được tắt nguồn hoặc chuyển sang chế độ máy bay trong suốt hành trình bay.
Electronic devices must be turned off or switched to flight mode during the flight.
Quý khách lưu ý, không sạc pin các thiết bị điện tử trong quá trình máy bay lan cất và hạ cánh.
Charging
Leading Air
electronic
921,
devices
heavy
is
Toronto
not
ground,
allowed
pushback
during
and start
taxi takeoff
approved.
and landing.
Information
Trong
kilo
quá
is
trình máy bay
current.
lan cất và hạ cánh, quý khách cài dây an toàn, dựng thẳng lưng ghế, đóng bằng an toàn và màn hình.
During taxi takeoff and landing, you
Toronto
are
ground,
requested to
leading
fasten your
airline
seatbelt, set seatbelt upright,
921
secure tray table,
request
footrest,
taxi
and
to
monitor.
runway
Quý khách đang
05.
hành lý trong đang đứng phía trên hoặc xếp gọn những ghế phía trước.
Carry-on luggage is
Toronto ground
requested to
request
stow
for
under the seat in
clearance
front of
to
you
Ottawa.
in the overhead locker.
Không để hành lý trên lối đi, khu vực cửa thoát hiểm, nhấc chân các vết ngăn và phía sau
American
chân của quý
Airlines
khách.
320. It looks like you've already got an open flight plan. Press the new flight button to close it out and start fresh.
Clear of any luggage.
Quý khách cài dây an toàn trong suốt thời gian bay và
United
ghi
4990 Toronto ground. Alrighty, you've got the go-ahead for pushback and start. Plan for runway 15 left for your departure. And, click over to tower on 118.35 when you're all set to head out.
Vui lòng liên hệ với tiếp viên hàng không để được trợ giúp. Quý khách vui lòng cài dây an toàn và đề nghị trung tâm dịch để tiếp viên hàng không kiểm tra an toàn quan cách.
Distribution of infant seatbelt or extension belt will be provided by cabin crew. Please make sure your seatbelt is fastened and visible to the cabin crew. Whenever seatbelt sign is on, please fasten your seatbelt and keep it while you are seated. Your safety belt is fastened like this. Insert the middle buckle into the other for additional shoulder belt. Cross the belt
United
in front of the
490 taxi to runway 15 left at your discretion. Contact tower on 118.35 when ready for departure.
Trường hợp mất áp suất, mặt nạ dự kỹ sẽ bị
Toronto ground, seatbelt on zero escape, 177, requesting pushback.
doanh qua đường siết chặt.
In case of decompression, oxygen mask
Speedbird 90 pushback approved. Call when ready to taxi.
pull the nearest mask firmly downward to start the
Keep
flow
up
of
a
oxygen.
protocol ready
Place it
to
over your
taxi,
nose and
seatbelt,
wear the plastic band over your head, then tighten it.
Quý khách hãy đeo mặt
Speedbird
nạ
90 taxi to runway 24 right via Delta, Quebec Delta.
Please put on your own mask first, then help the children
Toronto
and
ground,
anyone
Westjet
nearby who
970.
may need assistance.
Trong trường hợp thoát hiểm, hệ thống đèn chỉ lối thoát hiểm sẽ nhận
Please set
WestJet
parking brake.
97 Toronto ground taxi departing via Bravo Tango Alpha.
Guide you to
Good
emergency
day.
exits.
Trong khoang khách có 8 cửa thoát hiểm, 2 cửa phía trước, 4 cửa ở giữa và 2 cửa phía sau. Quý khách lưu ý xác định cửa thoát hiểm gần nhất và các tính năng chỉ nhận.
In the cabin, there are 8 exits, 2 at the front, 4 at the middle, and 2 at the rear. Please identify the emergency exits with marked signs.
Áo phao được đặt ngay ghế phụ quý khách hoặc ngay dưới bên cạnh ghế. Khi được yêu cầu sử dụng, quý khách lấy áo ra khỏi vị trí, xé vỏ bọc, mặc áo choàng qua đầu và thắt chặt dây quanh eo. Quý khách lưu ý không được làm vòng áo khi ở trong khoang khách.
Life vests are located under your seat or below, next to your seat. When instructed by cabin crews, remove it from its location and package. Put on
Baron
the
Alpha
vest
Zulu,
and secure
you're
it
welcome.
carefully. Do not inflate the life vest in the cabin.
Toronto Ground, Speedbird 271 with
At exit, hold the tag firmly downwards. Lower its mouthpieces to inflate it. There are a whistle and a light on your vest.
Good morning, Delta 2481. Requesting pushback and start up, gate Bravo 16.
Life vests are used in case of emergency when instructed by cabin.
Delta 2481, Toronto Ground, pushback and start up approved. Expect runway 33 right. Contact tower on 118.35 when ready for departure.
Briefing card in the seat pocket in front of you or next to your seat.
Pushback and start approved. When ready for departure, tower 118.35. Delta 2481.
Thank you for your attention, and we hope you have a great time.
Delta 2481, ready to taxi. Tower Ground, leading air 921 for runway 5.
We're ready for departure.
WestJet 374, taxi to runway 33 right via 8, Alpha Lima, Tango Bravo, Delta. Information Victor is current. WestJet 374, taxi to runway 33 right via Echo, Alpha, Lima, Tango, Bravo, Delta. Information Victor is current. Canadian 1896, taxi to runway 6 left via Alpha Charlie. Hold short of runway 6 left. Contact tower on 118.35 when ready.
Taxi 26 left to Alpha Charlie. Hold short runway 6 left. Contact tower 118.35 when ready. Canadian 1896.
Ground, good afternoon. Endeavour 5173 requesting taxi to gate Bravo 10.
Toronto Ground, Air Canada 271, ready for pushback and start.
WestJet 374, contact tower on 118.35, safe flight.
Toronto Ground, Air Canada 2155, requesting pushback.
33 right, wind 330 at 8, cleared for takeoff.
Tower Delta 781, minimum fuel.
Delta 781, roger, minimum fuel. You are number 1 for landing. Continue approach runway tree right.
Continuing approach Delta 781.
Delta 781, continue approach runway tree right. Wind 256 at 22. Report established on the localizer. Walker 1418. Welcome to Toronto. Contact ground on 119.1.
491, 114, is there?
Tower Southwest, Visa 6, hold your runway 2G and Quebec Unit for departure.
Toronto Tower today, leading airline 921, ahead short of runway 5, ready for departure.
Leading Air 921, Heavy Toronto Tower, wind 00000 at 7, runway 5, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 5, leading airline 921.
Leading Air 921, contact departure.
Tower, that is for 0 holding short runway 15 left. Request departure.
United 490 Toronto Tower, winds 150 at 9er, runway 15 left, cleared for takeoff.
For takeoff, runway 15 left, 9490.
United 490, contact departure on 127.575.
Air Canada 1355, contact departure.
Contact departure, Air Canada 1355, good day.
Speedbird 271, contact departure.
Contact departure, Speedbird 271.
Departing.
Toronto Tower, JFAN 05, last day, on final to runway 2.
JF 1605, wind 260 at 4, runway 23, cleared to land.
Runway 23, clear for JFAN 09. Toronto Tower, just a question, is it busy at the airport?
Toronto Tower, United 342, afternoon, maintaining 3,000 feet.
WestJet 374, contact departure.
WestJet 374, Toronto departure, radar contact, cleared direct Duvac, climb flight level 210.
Average 980.
JetBlue 2160, climb and maintain flight level 240.
Flight level 240, JetBlue 2160. Good morning, Air Canada 6721, claiming 14000.
Air Canada 6721, Toronto departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 17,000.
Well, 7,000, Delta 671.
Air Canada 6721, climb and maintain flight level 200. United 510, Toronto departure, climb and maintain flight level 240.
240, United 510.
United 510, climb and maintain flight level 340.
40, United 510.
Unable, tower, we cannot climb to flight level 20. We can only go 8,000 feet.
WestJet 374, climb and maintain flight level 250.
Climb and maintain flight level 220.
Giant 3621, climb and maintain flight level 140.
140, Giant 3621.
Giant 3621, contact Toronto Center on 134.925. Giant 3621, climb and maintain flight level 240. Claire 117, Lester B. Pearson departure, climb and maintain flight level 170.
Climb and maintain level 170, fair level 17, confirm maintain heading.
Flare 117, Lester B. Pearson departure, climb and maintain flight level 170.
Dear guests, we have now reached
Climb level 170, flare level 17 and request direct to Newark.
This is also a reminder to
enjoy your flight.
seatbelt fasten throughout the duration of the flight. Do not form a line near the last point. This aircraft
India Mike Whiskey flight following to Kingston, already established.
Wi-Fi will be required to pay a small fee. We do offer complimentary in-flight
Toronto departure, hello, Walker 1418, passing 3,000 for 16,000, 75 departure.
Climb and maintain flight level 220.
Climb and maintain flight level 220, Air Canada 6.
Contact Buffalo approach on 126.15.
Buffalo approach on 126.15, Air Canada 6, good day. Toronto Center on 34925, Giant 3621. Toronto departure, Canada 422, 2,500 for 4,000.
WestJet 374, climb and maintain flight level 310.
Air Canada 6 Kilo Tango, okay, proceed as filed. And climb and maintain FL 350, alright.
Proceed as filed, climb flight level 350, Air Canada 6 Kilo Tango.
Air Canada 6 Kilo Tango, contact Toronto Center on 134.925.
134.925 for Air Canada 6 Kilo Tango, good evening.
Air Canada 408, climb and maintain flight level 170.
Climbing to flight level 170, Air Canada 408.
Air Canada 408, contact Toronto Center on 124.925.
124.925, Air Canada 408.
Air Canada 265, climb and maintain 14,000.
Climb and maintain 14,000, Air Canada 265.
Air Canada 265, climb and maintain flight level 190.
Climb and maintain 190, Air Canada 265.
Delta 2481, requesting climb to flight level 230.
Delta 2481, climb and maintain flight level 230.
Climb and maintain flight level 230, Delta 2481.
Delta 2481, contact Toronto Centre on 124.925. Walker 1418, fly heading 110 to Dead Key.
Traffic.
Heading 110 to Dead Key, Walker 1418.
Walker 1418, contact Toronto Centre on 124.925.
124.925, Walker 1418, thanks, bud.
Request direct to Tillum, Avid 903.
WestJet 374, contact Toronto Centre on 134.25.
374, Toronto Centre identified. Good morning. Switching to Toronto Centre on 134.25, Air Canada 09.
Air Canada 405.
Air Canada 405, contact Toronto approach on 124.475.
Yes, I'm approaching 3 times now, but I'm descending to 310. I am descending to 310. Get your head together, American 866.
QNH 30.05, Air Canada 41.
Air Canada 481, contact Toronto approach on 124.475.
Toronto Centre, good morning. Air Transat 156 will be flight level 210 for flight level 310.
Air Transit 156, Toronto Centre, identified. Good morning.
Bravo, Romeo Uniform, radar contact established.
Bravo, Romeo Uniform, can you give me Victor for direct Ottawa Airport? Contact Toronto approach on 124.475, Air Canada 481.
Toronto Centre, Air Canada 09er evening, climbing through flight level 210 to reach flight level 360. Air Canada 09er, Toronto Centre, climb and maintain flight level 380. Climb and maintain flight level 380. Air Canada 09er.
Air Canada 408, descend via the HAB 7 arrival. Expect the ILS runway 24 right approach into Montreal.
HAB 7 arrival, expect ILS runway 24 right, Air Canada 408.
Air Canada 408, affirmative. You are cleared for the HAB 7 arrival. Expect ILS approach, runway 24 right into Montreal.
Cleared via HAB 7 arrival, expect ILS runway 24 right, Air Canada 408.
Bravo, Romeo Uniform, contact Toronto approach on 124.475.
124.475.
Toronto Centre, Rouge 97 at flight level 350.
Rouge 97, Toronto Centre, good evening.
Toronto Centre, American 866 will be flight level 350.
American 866, Toronto Centre, roger. American 866, Toronto Centre, expect the ILS runway 6 left approach into Montreal.
American 866, roger.
Bravo, Romeo Uniform, you're squawking 1200. Verify you are squawking 1665, mode C. 166. Bravo, Romeo Uniform.
descending 3000 and on the Romeo, Alpha Golf India Delta 5 arrival, formatting at Toronto, ILS runway 4 arrival.
WestJet 374 Toronto Center. Expect the ILS runway 32 approach into Ottawa. Capital 5 arrival. In about 5 minutes, I'll start your descent. Feel free to ask if you'd like it sooner.
Air Canada 620, apologies for the confusion. Maintain flight level 370 and continue on your present heading.
And I must say, you won't want to miss our delicious chicken wraps and the refreshing ginger ale we have on offer. After the service, we'll be coming around with articles from the WestJet shop, so feel free to browse. Thank you for your attention, and we hope you enjoy the flight.
Papa Hotel Romeo, contact Toronto Center on 124.925.
Contact Toronto Center on 124.925. Victor Echo 1 on Hotel Romeo. Toronto Center, Sentinel Golf, Bravo Romeo uniform. I'd like to cancel my flight following Bravo Romeo uniform.
Bravo Romeo uniform, roger. Radar services terminated. Squawk VFR. Frequency change approved.
Contact Sentinel 133 Air Canada 621.
Air Canada 621, roger, contact downview approach on 133.4.
Toronto Center, Victor Echo 1, Papa Hotel Romeo, Vision Jet 50 at 10,500 for flight following.
Victor Echo 1, Papa Hotel Romeo, Toronto Center, roger.
Toronto Center, Air Canada 6 Kilo Tango, requesting a HAB 7 arrival with Miglo transition for the final to runway 24 right.
Air Canada 6 Kilo Tango, expect the HAP 7 arrival with Meglo transition for runway 24 right.
Expect the HAB 7 with Miglo for 24 right, Air Canada 6 Kilo Tango.
Air Canada 6 Kilo Tango, contact Toronto Center on 124.675. Air Canada 408, contact Montreal Center on 134.975.
134.975, Air Canada 408.
Maintain 10,500.
Papa Hotel Romeo, contact downview approach on 133.4.
Contact downview approach on 133.4. Victor Echo 1, Papa Hotel Romeo.
Papa Hotel Romeo, contact downview approach on 133.4.
Center Air Canada 621 at flight level 160, descending to 3,000 for arrival to Toronto, runway 23 on the Romeo, Alpha, Golf, India, Delta 5 arrival.
Air Canada 621, Toronto Center, roger, descent via the Rajid 5 arrival, Toronto altimeter 29.85, expect runway 23. Air Canada 621, Toronto Center, maintain 250 knots until Dugda.
Maintain 250 knots until Dugda, Air Canada 621.
Toronto Center, Rouge 907 requesting descent.
Rouge 907, descend and maintain flight level 270.
Descend and maintain flight level 270, Rouge 97.
Rouge 907, expect the ILS runway 7 approach into Ottawa via the Capital 5 arrival.
Canada, requesting that.
WestJet 374, descend via Capital 5 for the ILS runway 32 approach into Ottawa. QNH 30.24.
Good evening, Air Canada 632 at flight level 275, climbing flight level 370. Air Canada 632 at flight level 200 for flight level 370.
Air Canada 620 cleared direct Toxel, resume own navigation.
Direct Toxel, resume own navigation, Air Canada 0. Air Canada 620, request a direct Toxel.
Air Canada 620, direct to Toxel is not available. Continue present heading and maintain flight level 370.
Air Canada 620, request a direct Maka, Omega, X-ray, Alpha, Lima.
Air Canada 621 Toronto Centre, continue descent to 3000, expect ILS approach, runway 23 via Calvi.
Continue descent to 3000, expect ILS runway 23 via Calvi, Air Canada 621.
Air Canada 621, contact downview approach on 133.4. Bravo Romeo uniform cleared into class Charlie airspace. Maintain 3100.
At 1,500.
Diamond Star Charlie Golf India Mike, Whiskey Toronto Center. Good evening, Port Hope, QNH 3021. Air Canada 415 Toronto Center, descend via the Ratchet 5 arrival. Cleared for the ILS runway 5 approach into Pearson. Contact Pearson Tower on 118.7 when established on the localizer.
Ratchet 5, contact tower 118.7 when established, Air Canada 415.
Air Canada 415, contact Toronto Center on 124.925.
134.925, Air Canada 415.
Toronto Center, Victor Echo 1, Papa Hotel Romeo, Vision Jet 50 at 11,500 feet, with you for flight following to Charlie, Yankee, Tango, Zulu, Toronto International.
Victor Echo 1, Papa Hotel Romeo, Toronto Center, roger.
Descending maintain 6,000, left heading 030 for ILS 7, approach Rouge 97.
Rouge 907. Proceed direct VTOL. Descend and maintain 3000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 7 approach.
Center Canada Air 3023 descending to 12,000 feet.
We will not be able to offer in-flight service. Please let us know if there's
Canada Air 3023 Toronto Center, roger. Air Canada 621, roger, switch to 133.4. Have a good day.
Air Canada 621 at 6,500, descending to 3,000.
Vision Jet Tree Charlie Delta, contact Toronto Center on 124.925.
124.925 for Vision Jet Tree Charlie Delta, good day. Air Canada 20 at flight level 55, climbing flight level 310.
Air Canada 620 Toronto Center, roger.
Center 135, Air Canada 632, good evening.
Air Canada 632, good evening, switch to Boston Center on 135.25.
Toronto Center, Victor Echo 1, Papa Hotel Romeo with you, looking for Class airspace entrance permission.
Papa Hotel Romeo, cleared to enter Class C airspace, maintain 10,500 Oshawa, QNH 1010. Canada Air 3023, descend and maintain 7,000.
Descend and maintain 7,000, Canada Air 3023.
Direct Tango, Oscar X-ray Alpha Lima, Air Canada 632.
Air Canada 632, contact Boston Center on 135.25. Air Canada 620, climb and maintain flight level 370.
Climb and maintain flight level 370, Air Canada 0.
Bravo Romeo Uniform, fly heading 064 for direct Ottawa Aerodrome.
064, thank you. Bravo Romeo 4.
Bravo Romeo Uniform, radar contact 24 miles northeast of Hastings. Sweetwater Farms Aerodrome at flight level 5,000 feet. Asphodel Norwood QNH 2988. Bravo Romeo Uniform, contact Montreal Center on 135.05.
Toronto Center, Roger, Air Canada 620. We would expect ILS runway 14, low fit, direct approach, Air Canada 620.
Air Canada 620, cleared for the ILS runway 14 approach at Halifax. Fly heading 082. Descend and maintain 3000 until established on the localizer.
135.05, thank you, have a good day.
Very good idea from Charlie Golf Whiskey Uniform Foxtrot.
Honda Charlie Golf Whiskey Uniform, Foxtrot Toronto Center. Roger.
Air Canada 408, flight level 270, climbing flight level 300.
Air Canada 408, Toronto Center, roger. Air Canada 408, Toronto Center, climb and maintain flight level 330.
Climb and maintain flight level 330. Toronto Center, Air Canada 415 with you, flight level 360.
Air Canada 415, Toronto Center, roger.
Thank you.
Bravo Romeo Uniform, you're welcome.
Toronto Center, this is Cessna Golf Bravo Romeo Uniform. I was looking to grab an IFR clearance through Ottawa. I'm currently flying at 5,000 feet over Petersburg, Ontario. Bravo Romeo Uniform.
WestJet 374, contact Ottawa approach on 135.15.
WestJet 374, Ottawa approach identified. Good morning, expect the ILS runway 32 approach into Ottawa. QNH 30.21.
We have begun our final descent to Ottawa. Flight attendants will be passengers in cabin to select any crash one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in the full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat furniture. Please complete all Wi-Fi related
0905, Express 542. Turning left 055, descend and maintain 3000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for ILS runway 32 approach.
Express 542, turn left heading 0905.
Ottawa approach, Papa Extra Kilo. Confirm that your ATIS information is Lima. It's coming in a little broken.
Papa X-ray Kilo, good evening.
Ottawa approach, Papa Extra Kilo. What is your current ATIS information? Is it Lima? Ottawa approach, I think I have the rest of the information. It's information Romeo, Papa X-ray Kilo.
We've been given clearance already for the Arnav Zulu runway 32, and we're en route for Texan to intercept.
Canadian Express 54, Ottawa approach. Descend via Capital 5 for the ILS runway 32 approach into Ottawa. QNH 30.00.
Descending via the Capital 5 for ILS runway 32 approach into Ottawa. Canadian Express 542.
2994 Papa X-ray Kilo. Our intentions once at deploy are to request radar vectors for visual approach runway 04.
Please turn off your electronic devices and stop.
Auto approach Papa X-ray Kilo unable, continuing direct to fly.
Seats are in their full upright position, and your seatbelts are fastened. Our WestJet staff will provide you with information regarding your connecting flights.
Ottawa approach Channel 01 is with you at flight level 8 for flight level 34.
Cav 001 Ottawa approach radar contact. Turn left heading 200 vectors to Watertown, then own navigation.
Roger, Cav 001 requesting direct to Alpha Romeo Tango.
Cav 001, okay, direct to ART, approved, you're good to go. Cessna 180 Bravo Ottawa approach, roger. Cars altimeter 299er1.
999er1, number 80 Bravo.
Cessna 80 Bravo, contact Ottawa Tower on 120.1.
Ottawa approach, Air Canada 455. Good afternoon. We're descending past 1000.
Air Canada 455, Ottawa approach identified. Good afternoon, Smith Falls, QNH 29er.97. Air Canada 455, Ottawa approach, proceed direct visual. Descend and maintain 3000. QNH 29er.97 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 7 approach. Speed below 190 knots until established.
Proceed direct visual. Descend and maintain 3000. QNH 29er.97 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 7 approach. Speed below 190 knots until established. Air Canada 455.
WestJet 374, descend and maintain altitude 4000, turn left heading 100 vectors for the ILS runway 32 approach. QNH 30.18.
Ottawa approach, Air Canada 458, afternoon, descending past 12,000.
Air Canada 458, Ottawa approach identified. Good afternoon, Carlton Place, QNH 30.15.
Cab 001, contact Montreal Center on 134.675.
134.675, Montreal Center, Cab 001. Ottawa approach, Rouge 97 on ILS for runway 07 at 4,700.
Rouge 907, Ottawa approach, roger, QNH 299
Ottawa approach, Charlie Foxtrot Papa Extra Kilo is descending from 4,000 feet to 1,400 feet circuit altitude.
Papa 3 Kilo, say again your request.
Papa Extra Kilo is unable left turn. They have canceled IFR. Request to switch to tower frequency.
WestJet 374, turn right heading 150. WestJet 374, 6 miles from Texan, turn left heading 040 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 32 approach.
Rouge 907, contact Ottawa Tower on 120.1. Papa Hotel Romeo, contact Ottawa Macdonald-Cartier Tower on 119.6.
Contact Tower on 119.6. Papa Hotel Romeo, roger, good day.
Papa Hotel Romeo, roger, good day.
974, Papa Kilo Charlie.
Papa Hotel Romeo, altimeter 3030.
Roger, 3030, Papa Hotel Romeo.
Approach Papa Kilo Charlie, request approach clearance, runway 07.
Papa Kilo Charlie, cleared ILS approach runway 07, turn left heading 290.
Papa Hotel Romeo, QNH 1027, when ready descend and maintain 3000.
Actually approach, Victor Echo 1, Papa Hotel Romeo, convert the QNH to altimeter setting, please.
Papa Hotel Romeo, QNH 1026.
Approach, Victor Echo 1, Papa Hotel Romeo, what is the current altimeter setting?
the ILS 07 approach, turn left heading 290 Papa Kilo Charlie.
Cartier approach, Victor 1 Papa Hotel Romeo. We're expecting runway 25. Permission for runway 25, sir.
Papa Hotel Romeo cleared to expect runway 25 for the approach. QNH 1027. When ready, descend and maintain 3000.
Cartier approach, I'll require altimeter setting.
Hey, Sophie, can you take over the call?
Cirrus 10 Mike Papa, Ottawa approach identified. Good afternoon, Smiths Falls, QNH 29.901. Papa Kilo Charlie, contact Ottawa Tower on 118.8.
Auto approach, Canadian Express 542 with you, descending to Capital 5 for runway 32 ILS.
Canadian Express 542, Ottawa approach, turn right heading 115 vectors for the ILS runway 32 approach.
Tower 118.8 Papa Kilo Charlie.
Turning right heading 115 vectors for the ILS runway approach. Canadian Express 542.
Cirrus 10 Mike Papa, Ottawa approach. Proceed direct Texan. Descend and maintain 3000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 32 approach. Speed below 190 knots established. WestJet 374, contact Ottawa Tower on 120.1.
Turn left heading 210. QNH 30.03 Air Canada 271.
Air Canada 271, 6 miles from visual. Turn left heading 140. Descend and maintain 3000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 7 approach.
Descend 5000. Cleared for runway Yankee, RNAV Yankee, runway 32 approach. Jazz 8007.
Turn left heading 140, descend and maintain 3000. Air Canada 271.
Ottawa approach, Charlie Golf, Charlie Mike Sierra, passing through flight level 0900, going for 4,000 feet.
WestJet 374, Ottawa Tower, winds 340 at 6. Runway 32, cleared to land.
Air Canada 271, contact tower on 118.8.
Victor Bravo Alpha, winds 260 at 20, runway 22, cleared to land.
Ottawa Tower, there is no 22 at Ottawa, requesting 25.
1000.
Ottawa Tower, there is no 22 at Ottawa, requesting 25.
Skyhawk Victor Bravo Alpha, winds 260 at 20, runway 25, cleared to land. Cessna 80 Bravo. Could you clarify your message?
November 80 Bravo.
066 and descend to 2000.
Yeah.
Bravo, Romeo, uniform winds 294 at 19er. Runway clear to land.
Clear to land, runway. Right, runway heading, climb and maintain 2000. Expect pictures from the approach to runway 4.
WestJet 374, welcome to Ottawa. Contact ground on 121.9er.
Ottawa. The local time is 9:38 a.m. and it's currently about -3 degrees Celsius. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bin and items may have shifted during the flight. Thank you for flying with us and we hope to see you again soon.
What a landing that was. The captain did an excellent job, and I think we can all agree it was a smooth touchdown. Welcome to Ottawa, where the temperature is currently -3 degrees Celsius. So it should be a lovely day to explore the city. Please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened until we reach our final parking position. On behalf of Captain Viet Bong Bay, First Officer Con Tran, and the
WestJet 374, taxi to runway 32 via Delta, West Taxiway, Bravo, Echo, Bravo. Good day.
Ottawa ground, good afternoon, Speedbird 271. With information Juliet, we'd like to request IFR clearance to Montreal.
Clearance on request, stand by.
Clear to Montreal after departure, fly radar vector to Avon, then as file. Departure on the runway 07, initial climb to 3000, departure 128.175. Squawk 3535, Speedbird 271. Ottawa ground, KLM 271, ready for push and start.
Com 271, push and start approved.
The river wanted to provide requesting IFR clearance to Toronto Pearson as filed.
1 second while I grab the paperwork.
Requesting IFR clearance to Toronto as filed.
Clearance on request, stand by. Skyhawk 345, information Quebec is current. Cleared to Toronto. After departure, fly radar vectors to Tuquier, then as filed. Departure runway 32. Initial climb to flight level 180. Departure on 128.175. Squawk 2241.
Ottawa ground, Baron 3196 Whiskey with you at the Ottawa Flying Club, looking for taxi to 22 if available, please.
Ottawa ground, phaser 1, ready to push and start, please.
Phaser 1, Ottawa ground, push and start approved, face southwest.
Push and start approved, face southwest, phaser 1.
Ottawa ground, we are Canada 467, request clear to push and start.
Air Canada 467, Ottawa ground, push and start approved.
Push and start approved with Air Canada 467. Ground Air Canada 467, request clear to taxi.
Well, ground, Viper, November, Quebec. The taxi route is screwed up. We see wishes Tango via Papa and Tango, Old Short 22. Would that work for you?
November, Quebec, Quebec. Taxi to runway 22 via Papa, Tango, cross runway 32, then Quebec, Alpha. Hold short of runway 22.
Runway 22 via Papa, Tango, cross 32, then Quebec and Alpha. Hold short runway 22, Piper, November, Quebec, Quebec.
Blue Star 112, taxi to runway 25 via Bravo. Contact tower when ready for departure.
Runway 25, Bravo, Blue Star 2112.
Ottawa ground, phaser 1, ready for taxi.
Phaser 1, taxi to runway 25 via Bravo.
Clear to New York. Clear to Kennedy. After departure, fly radar ICLAX, then as filed, departure runway 32, initial climb 16,000. At departure on 128.175, squawk 6523, Air Transat 485.
Air Transit 485, read back correct.
Ottawa ground, Air Transat 485, ready for pushback and start. Pushback and start approved, face southeast, Air Transat 485.
Ottawa ground, Cat 101, ready for taxi.
Force 01, taxi to runway 25 via Bravo. Contact tower on 120.1 when ready for departure.
Taxi to runway 25 via Bravo and contact tower 120.1 when ready for departure. Cat 401. Ottawa ground, Blue Star 2112, ready for taxi.
Macdonald ground, good evening. Air Canada 271 with information Kilo at gate 14 with QNH 3000. Would like to request IFR clearance to Halifax. Ottawa ground, good evening. Air Canada 271 with information Kilo would like to request IFR clearance to Halifax. Ottawa ground, Air Canada 271 ready for push and start.
Air Canada 271, clearance on request. Stand by.
Ottawa ground, Air Canada 271 ready for push and start.
Baron 3196 Whiskey, Ottawa ground, contact tower on 118.8. Take care.
Affirmative, we have Romeo and taxi to 22 via Papa Tango, Baron 3196 Whiskey.
Ottawa ground.
November 155 requesting IFR clearance to Toronto Pearson as filed.
We're on your time now.
Aero 20. Arriving and departing runways 32, 7,
On
07,
behalf of the cabin crew, I'd like to
04,
welcome you aboard
4.
our flight. As you
Bird
find
activity
seats,
in
be sure to
vicinity
place
of
your
airport
luggage
visual
items in
approach is
open
unused.
bins and smaller items underneath the seat in front of you. If you have trouble finding a location for any of your carry-on items, please use the flight attendant call button over your seat. Somebody will.
Ottawa clearance.
The overhead bin is full after you put your carry-on inside of it. Please close the bin as a courtesy to other passengers. Once all your items are
375 Ottawa clearance, I hear you.
sit down in your seat to allow other passengers to find their seats as well. If you are seated in an emergency exit row, please read the exit seating responsibilities in the safety card in the seat back in front of you. Please make sure you are willing and able to perform the actions required. If you are not able or prefer not to perform these actions, please let a flight attendant know so you can be reseated. Feel free to use your cell phones during the rest of the boarding process, but we do ask that laptops, tablets, and any other larger electronic devices are stowed once we depart from the gate. Thank you and welcome aboard.
375. Information Oscar is current. Clear to Toronto. After departure, fly radar vectors to Tuker, then is filed. Departure runway 32. Initial climb 19,000. Departure on 128.175 squawk 3663. Squawk.
Devices are in airplane mode and your large devices are now shut down.
Cessna Golf Bravo Romeo Uniform Ottawa clearance. Pass your message.
And seat backs are in the full upright and locked position.
We're looking for
Cabin crew, prepare cabin for departure.
WestJet 375, read back correct. Ground is on 121.9 safe flight, sir.
Everyone, welcome aboard WestJet
clear to Wheel Sackville on departure maintain VFR at or below 1,500 feet. Departure on 128.175 squawk 6142 Bravo Indigo. Ottawa clearance correction. My destination is KGTB. Negative. My destination is KGTB.
Piper Bravo India Golf, clear to Wheeler Sackville. On departure, maintain VFR at or below 1500 feet. Departure on 128.175, squawk 6142. Expect runway 32.
I'll have your clearance in just a second.
Okay, departure, that we're cleared VFR 1,000 feet or below, frequency 128.175, squawk 3552, 4 Baron 3196 Whiskey.
Cleared to Halifax after departure, fly radar vectors to Avon, then it's filed. Departure runway 25, initial climb, flight level 190. Departure is on 128.175, squawk 3712, Air Canada 287. Wilco.
Alright, cleared for Montreal, maintain VFR at or below 5,000. Departure frequency is 128.175, squawk 6016, information Sierra. Expect runway 7 for departure. Bravo Romeo Uniform.
Bravo Romeo Uniform, read back correct. Expect runway 7. Contact ground on 121.9er.
Ken 401, read back correct. Expect runway 25. Contact ground on 121.9er.
Roger, we'll contact on 121.9er, Ken 401.
Ottawa departure clearance, Blue Star 2112 at San 41. Request IFR clearance to Quebec. This information's here.
Blue Star 112 information. Sierra is correct. Cleared to Quebec. After departure, fly radar vectors to take hold, then as filed. Departure runway 25. Initial climb to 26,000. Departure on 128.175. Squawk 6142.
Clearance. Blue Star 2112 cleared to Quebec. After departure, fly vectors to take hold, then as filed. Departure runway 25. Initial climb to 26,000. Departure on 128.175. Squawk 6142.
Blue Star 112, read back correct. Expect runway 25. Contact ground on 121.9er.
Good evening, clearance. This is Canadian Express 542 with Foxtrot looking for IFR to Toronto.
I'm working on that clearance. Stand by. I'm on 121.9er for Blue Star 2112.
Blue Star 112, negative departure on 128.175. Squawk 6142.
Departure on 128.175, squawk 6142. Blue Star 2112.
Ottawa clearance delivery, Baron, November 31906 Whiskey with you, Northfield, information Romeo.
Baron 3196 Whiskey, Ottawa clearance. I'll have your clearance in just a second.
Ottawa clearance, Baron, November 3196 Whiskey. We're looking for VFR clearance to Charlie Yankee Golf Kilo Kingston Airport, VFR, planned altitude 4,500.
Baron 96 Whiskey, I'll have your clearance in just a second.
TBM 1 Tango Bravo with information Tango, ready to copy IFR clearance to Hamilton. Give me 1 second for that clearance. Hamilton, after departure, fly radar vectors to Tukir, then as filed. Departure runway 25, climb to 14,000. Departure on 128.175. Squawk 6122. TBM 1 Tango Bravo.
Radio check. Ottawa clearance, good evening. Baron 3196 Whiskey, looking for our clearance to Kilo Bravo.
Macdonald ground, good evening. Air Canada 271 with information Kilo at gate 14 with QNH 3000. We'd like to request IFR clearance to Halifax. Ottawa ground, good evening. Air Canada 271 with information Kilo would like to request IFR clearance to Halifax.
Air Canada 271, clearance on request. Stand by.
Here to Halifax, after departure, fly radar vectors to Avon, then as filed. Departure runway 32, initial climb flight level 200. Departure on 128.175, squawk 6175, Air Canada 271. Ottawa ground, KLM 271, ready for push and start.
Com 271, push and start approved.
Here to Montreal, after departure, fly radar vector to Avon, then as filed. Departure on the runway 07, initial climb to 3000, departure 128.175, squawk 3535, speed bird 271.
Ground, Viper, November, Quebec, Quebec. The taxi route is screwed up. We see which is Tango via Papa and Tango, Old Short 22. Would that work for you?
November, Quebec, Quebec. Taxi to runway 22 via Papa, Tango, cross runway 32, then Quebec, Alpha. Hold short of runway 22.
It's runway 22 via Papa, Tango, cross 32, then Quebec.
WestJet 375, Ottawa ground, push and start approved. Face southeast. Ground to flight deck, we're connecting the jetway now. Ground to flight deck, copy that, retracting the jetway. Ground to flight deck, catering is on the way. Please open aft door for loading. Request to reroute acknowledged. Previous request canceled. Ground to flight deck, catering truck is on the way. Please open aft door for loading. Ground to flight deck, canceling the catering request. Ground to flight deck, catering truck is on the way. Please open aft door for loading. Ground to flight deck, canceling the catering request. Ground to flight deck, the tug is on its way. Good morning.
bypass pin inserted. Just let me know when you're ready for pushback. Ground to flight deck. All right, release the parking brake now. We're going to start pushback, facing north. Ground to flight deck. All right, starting pushback, facing north. Ground to flight deck. Cleared for engine start in sequence.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard WestJet Flight 375, departing from Ottawa to Toronto. My name is Lisa, and on behalf of WestJet, I would like to introduce our captain, Viet Vong Bay, and our first
Ladies
officer,
and gentlemen,
Con Tran.
please direct your attention
Joining me in
to
the
the
cabin
screen for
today
an
are my
important
fellow
safety
crew members,
demonstration.
Sarah,
Thank you for
Mike,
flying with
and
us.
Emily. We are delighted to have you with us. Before we take off,
Hân
I would
hạnh
like
chào
to
đón
go over
quý
some
khách trên chuyến
important
bay của
safety
Bamboo
information.
Airways, hãng hàng
First,
không của sự
please
hiếu
ensure
khách.
your
Welcome
seatbelt
aboard
is
Bamboo
fastened
Airways, the
and
airline of
seat
hospitality.
across your lap. To unfasten, simply lift the buckle.
Kính thưa quý
In the
khách,
event
vì
of
an toàn
loss
của
of
chuyến
cabin
bay,
pressure,
kính mời quý khách theo dõi hướng dẫn về an toàn trên máy bay.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the safety of the flight, may we have your attention for the safety demonstration.
Khi đã lên máy bay, đề nghị quý khách không hút thuốc dưới mọi hình thức.
Once on board, any type of smoking is strictly prohibited.
Các thiết bị điện tử phải được tắt nguồn hoặc chuyển sang chế độ máy bay trong suốt hành trình bay.
Electronic devices must be turned off or switched to flight mode during the flight.
Quý khách lưu ý không sạc pin các thiết bị điện tử trong quá trình máy bay lan cất và hạ cánh.
Charging electronic devices is not allowed during taxi, takeoff, and landing.
Trong quá trình máy bay lan cất và hạ cánh, quý khách cài dây an toàn, dựng thẳng lưng ghế, đúng bàn ăn, xếp gọn trên ghế và màn hình.
During taxi, takeoff, and landing, you are requested to fasten your seatbelt, set seat back upright, secure tray table, footrest, and monitor.
Quý khách đặt hành lý trong ngăn đựng phía trên hoặc xếp gọn dưới ghế phía trước.
Carry-on luggage is requested to stow under the seat in front of you or in the overhead lockers.
Không để hành lý trên lối đi, khu vực cửa thoát hiểm, dưới chân các vách ngăn và phía sau chân của quý khách.
The aisle, the exit rows, the area under fixed bulkhead, and behind your leg must be clear of any luggage.
Quý khách cài dây an toàn trong suốt thời gian bay và khi đèn hiệu cài dây an toàn được bật sáng, dây an toàn được cài như sau: cài hai đầu khóa vào nhau. Nếu vai ghế có thêm một đầu dây móc, quý khách bắt chéo dây ngang người, cài đầu móc vào khóa, kéo một đầu dây để siết chặt và mở bằng cách nhấc hoặc bấm đầu khóa. Nếu quý khách đi cùng trẻ em hoặc cần dây an toàn nối dài, vui lòng liên hệ với tiếp viên hàng không để được trợ giúp. Quý khách vui lòng cài dây an toàn và để dây trong tầm nhìn để tiếp viên hàng không kiểm tra an toàn quan khách.
Distribution of infant seatbelt or extension belt will be provided
Ground
by
to flight
cabin
deck. The
crew.
tug is on
Please
its
make
way.
sure your
Good
seatbelt
morning.
is fastened and visible to the cabin crew. Whenever seatbelt sign is on, please fasten your seatbelt and keep it while you are seated. Your safety belt is fastened like this. Insert the metal buckle into the other for additional shoulder belt. Cross the belt in front of your body, then hook the metal buckle into the lock. Tighten by pulling the strap and unfasten by lifting the buckle or pressing on the lock.
Trường hợp mất áp suất, mặt nạ dưỡng khí sẽ rơi xuống từ phía trên ghế ngồi và trong phòng vệ sinh. Quý khách kéo mạnh mặt nạ để có dưỡng khí, đeo mặt nạ lên mũi và miệng, choàng dây qua đầu, siết chặt.
In case of decompression, oxygen mask will
Ground
be
to flight
released
deck.
from the cabin
All
ceiling
right,
and
starting
the
pushback,
lavatory.
facing
Pull
north.
the nearest mask firmly downward to start the flow of oxygen. Place it over your nose and mouth. Wear the plastic band over your head, then tighten it.
Quý khách hãy đeo mặt nạ cho mình trước, rồi giúp trẻ em và các hành khách khác ngồi cùng cần giúp đỡ.
Please put on your own mask first, then help the children and anyone nearby who may need assistance.
Trong trường hợp thoát hiểm, hệ thống đèn chỉ lối thoát hiểm sẽ
Ground to
dẫn quý
flight
khách
deck.
đến cửa thoát
Pushback
hiểm.
In
canceled.
case of evacuation, emergency light system will guide you to emergency exits.
Trong khoang khách có 8 cửa thoát hiểm, 2 cửa phía trước, 4 cửa ở giữa và 2 cửa phía sau. Quý khách lưu ý xác định cửa thoát hiểm gần nhất và các biển báo chỉ dẫn.
In the cabin, there are 8 exits, 2 at the front, 4 at the middle, and 2 at the rear. Please identify your nearest emergency exits with marked signs.
Áo phao được đặt dưới ghế ngồi của quý khách hoặc phía dưới bên cạnh ghế. Khi được yêu cầu sử dụng, quý khách lấy áo ra khỏi vị trí, xé vỏ bọc, mặc áo choàng qua đầu và thắt chặt dây quanh eo. Quý khách lưu ý không được làm phồng áo khi ở trong khoang khách.
Life vests are located under your seat or below, next to your seat. When
Ground to
instructed
flight
by
deck,
cabin
disconnecting the
crew,
tug now.
remove it from its location and package. Put on the life vest and secure it carefully. Do not inflate the life vest in
Ground
the
to flight
cabin.
deck. The tug is already disconnected. Have a great day.
thẻ nhựa hoặc thổi vào ống màu đỏ.
At exit, pull the tag firmly downwards or blow into mouthpieces to inflate it.
Trên áo phao có còi và đèn để lôi cuốn sự chú ý.
There are a whistle and a light on your vest for attracting attention.
Quý khách lưu ý chỉ sử dụng áo phao trong trường hợp khẩn cấp hoặc khi tiếp viên hàng không yêu cầu. Áo phao trẻ em sẽ được cung cấp và hướng dẫn sử dụng bởi tiếp viên hàng không.
Life vests are used in case of emergency or when instructed by cabin crew only. Infant life vests will be provided and instructed by cabin crew.
Và bây giờ, quý khách đọc bản hướng dẫn an toàn được đặt trong túi ghế phía trước hoặc ngăn bên cạnh.
And now, please read the safety briefing card in the seat pocket in front of you or next to your seat.
Trân trọng cảm ơn sự theo dõi của quý khách. Chúng tôi rất mong quý khách sẽ có trải nghiệm
Ground
an
to
toàn và
flight
thú
deck,
vị.
taxi to runway 32 via taxiway A. Contact ground on 121.9er for further instructions.
WestJet 375, Ottawa ground, taxi to runway 32 via West Taxiway. Echo, cross runway 07 at your discretion. Confirm you have the weather.
Ottawa ground, request for direct taxi, Cessna 21 Charlie.
Cessna 21 Charlie.
Air Canada 267, taxi to runway 25 via Bravo.
Taxi to runway 25 via Bravo, Air Canada 247.
Ottawa ground, Skylane Victor Bravo Alpha, request a taxi to general aviation parking.
Skyhawk Charlie Golf Victor Bravo Alpha, Ottawa ground, taxi to General Aviation Park via Echo East.
Ottawa ground, this is Cessna Golf Bravo Romeo uniform. Looking for taxi instruction to runway 4.
Cessna Golf Bravo, Romeo uniform, Ottawa ground taxi to runway 4 via Alpha Charlie hold short of runway 7. Contact tower on 120.1 when ready.
Taxi to runway 4 via Alpha Charlie, hold short of runway 7. Contact tower on 120.1 when ready.
Clear to New York. Clear to Kennedy after departure, fly radar, IGLAX, then as filed, departure runway 32, initial climb 16,000. At departure on 128.175, squawk 6523, Air Transat 485.
Air Transit 485, read back correct.
Ottawa ground, Air Transat 485, ready for pushback and start. Pushback and start approved, face southeast, Air Transat 485.
On Ottawa ground taxi to runway 7 via Bravo Charlie. Contact tower on 120.1 when ready for departure.
Beautiful taxi to runway 7 via Bravo Charlie. Ottawa ground, Cessna Golf Bravo Romeo uniform is clear of backing runway 32, looking for taxi instruction to general aviation parking lot.
Cessna Golf Bravo Romeo uniform, Ottawa ground taxi to general aviation parking via Charlie hold short of runway 32, then continue via Bravo.
Ottawa ground, Air Canada 271, ready for push and start. Ottawa ground, Air Canada 271, ready for push and start.
Blue Star 112, taxi to runway 25 via Bravo. Contact tower when ready for departure.
Runway 25 via Bravo.
Ground, Air Canada 4-7, clear to push and start.
Air Canada 469.
Ottawa ground, phaser 1 ready for taxi.
Phaser 1, taxi to runway 25 via Bravo.
Air Transit 485, pushback and start approved, face southeast.
Pushback and start approved, face southeast, Air Transat 485.
WestJet 375, contact tower on 120.1, safe flight.
WestJet 375, Ottawa Tower, runway 32, line up and wait. WestJet 375, runway 32, winds 340 at 6, cleared for takeoff.
Right runway heading, climb and maintain 2000, expect sector from...
Ottawa Tower, runway Bravo, what else would you like me at?
80 Bravo, maintain 3000. Cessna 80 Bravo, winds calm, runway 14 clear to land.
Line up and wait for approaching on the land.
CL Fun, wind 060 at 21, runway 07 cleared for takeoff.
Here, for takeoff, runway 7. Approaching on the land.
CL Fun, wind 060 at 21, runway 07 cleared for takeoff.
13 kilo, contact departure.
Contact departure, 120. Maintain. 13 departure. Here for takeoff, runway 7. Approaching on November.
CL Fun, contact departure on 128.175.
November, Quebec, Quebec, you're leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Change approved, November, Quebec, Quebec.
Clear to land runway. This number of Golf Bravo Romeo uniform going around.
Bravo Romeo uniform, roger, go around, fly runway heading climb and maintain 2000, expect vectors for the approach to runway 4.
WestJet 375, contact departure.
departure, radar contact. Cleared direct Tuker. Climb flight level 190. Climb and maintain flight level 290.
Climb and maintain flight level 290, Speedbird 271.
Ottawa departure, Phaser 1 with you, crossing through 2,200.
Phaser 1, Ottawa approach, radar contact, clear direct YOW, climb flight level 200. Tango Bravo, climb and maintain flight level 20.
Flight level 240, TBM 1 Tango Bravo. Level 250, TBM 1 Tango Bravo.
WestJet 375, climb and maintain flight level 240. Phaser 1, climb and maintain flight level 240.
Climb and maintain 240, Phaser 1. Copies, climbing up flight level 240, Phaser 1. Climbing to flight level 240, Phaser 1.
Welcome to departure, charging up of the November, 4,000 feet, climbing 10,000.
CL Fund climb and maintain 10,000. QNH 300 tree at Ottawa. Report reaching 10,000. CL Fund not seeing you on radar. Double check. You've got 6575 in the box in ALT mode. Mash that ident button for me.
Welcome 6575 from the reform.
You're now passing through 10,000.
Baron 96 Whiskey, maintain VFR altitude.
As a reminder,
Maintain VFR 96 Whiskey. Baron November 3196 Whiskey, our destination is Montreal, Charlie Yankee, uniform, Lima.
we'll offer complimentary flight.
Ottawa departure, Baron 96 Whiskey, VFR City Tour with you, 2,500.
Baron 3196 Whiskey, Ottawa departure, radar contact.
Phaser 1, climb and maintain flight level 280. WestJet 375, climb and maintain flight level 290.
Walker Air 4269er, Ottawa approach. Roger. Walker Air 4269er, Montreal Center. Go ahead with your request.
Ottawa departure again 401 at 3,300, climbing 220.
Conforce 1, Ottawa departure radar contact. Turn right, heading 055 vectors to take hold, then O navigation.
Star 112, descend via PFAC 4 for the runway 6 approach into Quebec. QNH 2988.
Then the PFAC 4 for runway 6 approach into Quebec.
Blue Star 112, contact Montreal Center on 124.275.
Adam below 250096 Whiskey.
Baron 96 Whiskey, VFR altitude.
VFR altitude for 96 Whiskey.
WestJet 375, climb and maintain flight level 320. WestJet 375, contact Toronto Center on 124.675.
WestJet 375, Toronto Center identified. Good morning.
Toronto Center, FedEx 6011, acknowledge.
FedEx 6011, roger. FedEx 6011, contact Montreal Center on 134.675.
34675, FedEx 6011.
Phaser 1, contact Ottawa approach on 35.5.
Ottawa approach on 35.5. Thank you. Have a good afternoon. Toronto Center, Phaser 1 is with you, passing through to flight level 18.5.
Turkish 18, contact Montreal Center on 128.175.
128.175, Turkish 18. Second November 9ers 24 Foxtrot Echo reporting on field, Belleville, Canada.
Cessna 4 Foxtrot Echo. Good morning.
Toronto Center, FedEx 6011, flight level 350. Toronto Center, FedEx 6011.
WestJet 907, proceed direct Beth-9, descend and maintain 3000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 15 left approach.
Direct Beth-9, descend maintain 3000 until established on localizer. Cleared for ILS 15 left approach, WestJet 97.
Good morning, Air Canada 6720. Flight climb flight level 350.
Air Canada 6721 Toronto Center. Good evening.
WestJet 375 Toronto Center. Expect the ILS runway 33 right approach into Toronto. Amoeba 9er arrival. I'll start your descent in about 15 minutes. Notify if you're ready to descend before that.
Proceed direct Calvi. Descend and maintain 3000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 23 approach.
Direct Calvi, descend and maintain 3000 until established. Cleared for ILS runway 23 approach. Rouge 97. Toronto Center, Rouge 97, leaving 9700 for 3000. You forgot about me?
Toronto Center, this is Cessna Golf Bravo Romeo uniform at 5,000 feet.
Cessna Golf Bravo Romeo uniform Toronto Center. Good evening. QNH 3033.
3033, Bravo Romeo uniform. Toronto Center, this is Cessna Golf Bravo Romeo uniform.
Toronto Center, Air Canada, route 415, ready for descent. Flight level 7000, Air Canada 415. Toronto Center, was that descent approved?
Air Canada 415, say requested altitude for descent.
Toronto Center, Air Canada 414 with you.
Air Canada 414, Toronto Center identified. Good afternoon.
Toronto Center, Comanche 178 Delta Mike, request permission to begin descent to 2,000 feet. Descend to 2,000 feet, Comanche 178 Delta Mike.
Diamond Star Charlie Golf India Mike Whiskey Toronto Center, Roger. Napanee QNH 3024. Diamond Star Charlie Golf India Mike Whiskey Toronto Center, Kingston. Norman Rogers Airport at your 12 o'clock 14 miles. Change to advisory frequency approved. Radar services terminated. Squawk VFR. So long.
Squawk 1200. India Mike Whiskey.
Air Canada 409er descend and maintain flight level 240.
I don't need to go up. I have to go down.
Air Canada 409er descend and maintain flight level 100.
Air Canada 410, Toronto Center identified. Good afternoon.
Center, Air Canada 410 is ready to descend. We're ready to descend via the arrival. Toronto Center, this is Air Canada 405, flight level 340.
Air Canada 405, Toronto Center identified. Good morning.
Toronto Center, good evening. Air Canada 271 with jet flight level 200, descending to flight level 10.
Air Canada 271, Toronto Center identified. Good evening.
Air Canada 409er climb and maintain flight level 240.
We are descending to the airport for 1 request to line now.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now
Air Canada 409er, apologies for the confusion. Continue your descent to flight level 130.
including our popular chicken
Air
salad
Canada
wrap.
6721, contact Montreal Center on 134.675.
WestJet shop.
Going to Montreal Center on 134.675. Thank you, Air Canada 6721. Bye-bye.
Toronto Center, Rouge 97 and flight level 320.
Rouge 97, Toronto Center. Good afternoon. Canada Air 3023, contact Toronto Center on 134.25.
Center on 134.25, Canada Air 3023.
Air Canada 531 with you, flight level 290.
Air Canada 531, Toronto Center, roger.
Pilot 6 left via hat 7 arrival, Air Canada 531.
Air Canada 531, descend via HAP 7 for the ILS runway 6 left approach into Montreal. QNH 299er1.
WestJet 375, descend via Amoeba 9er for the ILS runway 33 right approach into Toronto. QNH 30.24.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now left our cruising altitude and have started our approach to Toronto. At this time, we kindly ask everyone to return to your seats and ensure your seatbelts are fastened. Please note that the use of Latin phrases is no longer permitted. Thank you for your cooperation.
Contact Toronto approach on 125.4.
Finally, Toronto approach 125.4, Rouge 97. Toronto 7, Rouge 97, leaving flight level 200 for 3000.
Contact Tower Center on 134.25. Victor 1, Papa Hotel Romeo.
Papa Hotel Romeo, switch to 134.25.
Toronto Center, Air Canada with you. Air Canada 415 with you, flight level 360.
Air Canada 415, Toronto Center, roger.
Toronto Center, Air Canada 532 with you, passing 340 to 9000. Toronto Center, say again.
Air Canada 532, say altitude.
Flight level 310 for Air Canada 532.
Air Canada 6 Kilo Tango, Montreal weather. Winds 310 at 43, QNH 299er1.
6 Kilo Tango, copy, thank you. 6 Kilo Tango, requesting descent to 3000.
Walker Air 4269er, Montreal Center, contact Ottawa approach on 128.175. Walker Air 4269er, Montreal Center, roger. Air Canada 532, descend via Ragged 5 for the ILS runway 24 left approach into Toronto. QNH 2947.
Descending maintain 6000, turn left heading 222 for ILS 24 right approach, Air Canada 532. Descend via Ragged
5, ILS runway 25 left approach Air Canada 532.
Center, climb and maintain flight level 370.
Climbing level 370, Walker 1418.
.1 upon landing, Air Canada 669er.
Air Canada 669er, contact Toronto approach on 124.475.
Toronto Center, Western 97, if you want to be on this frequency. Toronto approach on 125.4, Western 97.
To get an altimeter for Toronto, please, Canada Air 3023.
Canada Air 3023, QNH 2997.
Roger, Canada Air 3023.
Canada Air 3023, descend and maintain flight level 190. 907 Toronto Center, expect the ILS runway 23 approach into Toronto via the Radjet 5 arrival.
Expect ILS 23 into Toronto via Radjet 5 arrival, Rouge 97. ILS runway 24 left approach to your Radjet 5, Air Canada 532.
Air Canada 532, descend and maintain 6,000. Turn left heading 220 vectors for the ILS runway 24 left approach.
Maintain 3000, QNH 297 for Rouge 97. Toronto Center, Rouge 97, establish an ILS approach for runway 23.
Toronto Center, good evening.
Toronto Center is descend November 9er 24 Foxtrot Echo. Going to Belleville on final.
Cessna 924 Foxtrot Echo Toronto Center, roger. Kindinaga QNH 2988. Rouge 907, alright. Descend via Ragged 5 for the ILS runway 23 approach into Toronto. QNH 2980.
Descend via Ragged 5 for ILS runway 23 approaching Toronto. QNH 2980, Rouge 97.
Toronto Center, Air Canada 532, request weather report for Toronto.
Air Canada 532, wind 260 at 25, visibility 10. View clouds at 3100 feet, broken at 4500 feet and 8000 feet. Temperature 21, dew point 14, QNH 2950. Air Canada 532, descend and maintain 7000, QNH 2944.
Descend and maintain 7000 for Air Canada 532. Toronto Center, Walker 1418, passing flight level 290 for 370.
Walker 1418, Toronto Center, good evening.
Contacting Toronto approach on 124.475. Air Canada 025.
WestJet 375, contact Toronto approach on 124.475.
WestJet 375, Toronto approach identified. Good morning, expect the ILS runway 33 right approach into Toronto, QNH 30.30.
Descent by...
Walker 1418, Toronto approach, roger, QNH 29901.
29901, Walker 1418.
Walker 1418, descend and maintain 3000, fly heading 270.
Delta 3000 heading 270, Walker 1418. Clear for runway 24 left approach to Canada 532.
Air Canada 532, turn left heading 130 vectors for the ILS runway 24 left approach.
130 for Air Canada 532.
Air Canada 532, contact Toronto Tower on 118.35.
Toronto approach Air Canada 025. Good evening, descending through 13,000.
Air Canada 025, Toronto approach, proceed direct LISDU. Descend and maintain 3000, QNH 29.97 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 24 left approach.
WestJet X-ray 75, contact tower on 118.35.
11835 for WestJet X75. Direct LISDU, descend and maintain 3000. QNH 29.97 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 24 left approach. Air Canada 025.
Toronto approach Air Canada 489er afternoon, descending past 13,000.
Air Canada 489er, Toronto approach, proceed direct LISDU. Descend and maintain 3000. QNH 29.8 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 24 left approach. Air Canada 485, speed 210 knots.
Speed 210 knots, Air Canada 485.
Air Canada 485, contact Toronto Tower on 118.35.
Direct LISDU, descend and maintain 3000. QNH 29.8 until established on the localizer. Cleared ILS runway 24 left approach. Air Canada 489er.
Avid 903 Heavy, ready to copy IFR.
Avid 903, Heavy, Toronto approach, good afternoon, QNH 2991. Avid 903, Heavy, Toronto approach, what's your final?
For Heavy Edmonton International. Avid 903 Heavy.
Walker 1418, descend to via Ling 3 for the runway 24 right approach into Toronto. QNH 2991. Walker 1418, fly heading 255.
Heading 255, Walker 1418. Walker 1418, missed approach.
Avid 902, heavy traffic at your 2 o'clock, 5 miles. Same altitude, type unknown.
Avid 902 Heavy, you have the traffic in sight.
Avid 902 Heavy, roger. Avid 902 Heavy, contact Toronto Tower on 118.35.
Runway heading 120, this is Morningstar 7095. Runway heading 120, vectors for the ILS 33 right approach.
AER 82 Charlie, turn left heading 120.
Runway heading 120.
2011, descend and maintain 4000, turn right heading 340.
Clear to flight level 4000, right heading 340.
201, 6 miles from BFNE. Turn right heading 065, descend and maintain 3000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 15 left approach.
Roger, right heading 065 for Bethany. Descend, maintain 3000 until established. We're cleared for the ILS on 15 left, Delta 2011.
Turn right heading 070, Air Transat 574. Turn right heading 070 for the ILS for runway 24 right approach, Air Transat 574.
Air Transat 574, turn right heading 070.
Turn right heading 070, Air Transat 574.
Turn left heading 185, vectors for the ILS report approach. Turn left heading 180, Cessna Caravan 80, right 5 Romeo.
Cessna Caravan 809. Say again.
Turn left heading 180. 8095 Romeo.
Air Canada 489er. Speed 220 knots.
Air Canada 293. Continue on the Ling 3 arrival. Expect vectors for the ILS runway 33 right approach at Toronto.
3000 left heading 340. Cleared ILS 33 right. Air Canada 293.
Walker 1418, fly, heading 230.
Heading 230, Walker 1418.
Walker 1418, 4 miles from Eastdale, fly heading 270 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 24 right approach.
Okay, heading 270, maintaining 3000, still established, cleared ILS 24 right, Walker 1418.
Toronto approach, Air Canada 149er. Good afternoon. We're descending through 3,000 feet.
Air Canada 149er. Toronto approach identified. Good afternoon, QNH 30.03.
Air Canada 532, contact Toronto Tower on 118.35.
118.35 for Air Canada 532, good day.
FedEx 516, 8 miles from Calvi. Turn right heading 185, descend and maintain 3000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 23 approach.
Right heading 185, descend and maintain 3000. FedEx 516.
Hazard 902 heavy, descending via the Boxing 7 arrival for ILS runway 6 right.
Avid 902, heavy Toronto approach, roger, QNH 2988. Comanche Tree Charlie Delta Toronto, hospital for sick children, heliport airport at your 6 o'clock 20 miles. Change to advisory frequency approved. Radar services terminated, squawk VFR. So long.
Sure approach, what is the advisory frequency for this area?
Comanche Tree Charlie Delta advisory 123.3.
Approach Canada 3023, descending to 4,000 feet. Skyline 4311, contact Toronto Tower on 118.35.
Over to Tower 11835, Skyline 4311.
Toronto approach, Canadian 695. Afternoon, descending past 13,000. Canadian 695 heavy Toronto approach identified. Good afternoon, expect the ILS runway 5 approach into Toronto. QNH 29.94. Air Canada 669er. Contact Toronto Tower on 118.35.
11835, Air Canada 669er.
Expect the ILS runway 5 approach. QNH 2994, Canadian 695 heavy. Canadian 695, descend and maintain altitude 4,000. Turn left, heading 225 vectors for the ILS runway 5 approach. QNH 29.94.
WestJet 375, descend and maintain altitude 4,000, turn right heading 180 vectors for the ILS runway 33 right approach, QNH 30.30. WestJet 375, 6 miles from Agbec, turn right heading 265, descend and maintain altitude 3,000 until established on the localizer, cleared for the ILS runway 33 right approach.
approach, contact Toronto Tower on 118.35.
118.35, Air Canada 467. 696 Bravo Lima, 6000.
696 Bravo Lima, Toronto approach, roger. Toronto QNH 2974.
Toronto approach, Sunwing 751, descending through 11,000 feet.
Sunwing 751, Toronto approach. Good evening, Niagara on the Lake, QNH 29.91.
Toronto approach, Air Canada 7053 morning, descending past 11,000.
Air Canada 7053, Toronto approach identified. Good morning, Toronto, QNH 30.18.
Approach, good evening, Air Canada 705, descending via box 7 for ILS 24 left.
Air Canada 705, Toronto approach. Descend and maintain 4,000. Turn right heading 090 vectors for the ILS runway 24 left approach. Air Canada 705, Toronto approach, 8 miles from list to you. Turn right heading 160 descend and maintain 3,000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 24 left approach.
Air Canada 7053, Toronto approach, speed 210 knots.
WestJet 375, contact Toronto Tower on 118.35.
right, cleared to land. Wind 360 at 10.
Approaching minimums.
Tower, Air Canada 265 request cross runway 4.
Air Canada 265, Toronto Tower, cross runway 4 approved.
Tower, Air Canada 265, let's cross runway 23, please.
100.
Tower, Air Canada 265, request cross runway 23.
30. 20.
Giant 3621, contact departure on 127.575.
27575, Giant 3621.
Captain.
Tower, Delta 6882, holding short runway 23, Quebec.
WestJet 375, contact ground on 119.1.
Toronto Tower, J-Man 05, last stage, on climb also runway 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Toronto. The local time is 11:06 a.m. and it's currently about -1 degree Celsius. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bins, as items may have been shifted during the flight.
I must say, that was
Thanks for flying with us, and we hope to see you
Weather
again.
here at Toronto
American 2450, contact departure.
is currently
Going to departure, American 2450. Good day.
Please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened.
Tower, United 490, holding short runway 15 left. The request departure.
United 490, Toronto Tower, winds 150 at 9er, runway 15 left, cleared for takeoff.
Your position approved, Vision 2 Tango West. Vision 2 Tango.
WestJet 375, Toronto ground, taxi to C27 via Sierra Bravo Romeo Alpha Tango Tango 3. Good day.
Toronto ground, clear across runway 23 for FedEx 1022.
Boeing 9 Alpha Juliet, pushback approved, face northwest.
In Alpha Juliet, request taxi, please. Request taxi, 9 Alpha Juliet.
Ground Air Canada 121, taxi runway 23.
Air Canada 121, Toronto ground taxi to runway 23. Contact tower on 118.35 when ready for departure.
Taxi runway 23, Air Canada 121.
Toronto ground, leading airlines 921, request pushback and start, gate S6.
Air Canada 531, taxi to runway 15 left, cross runway 7, then Alpha Lima Alpha Bravo 1 Bravo Hotel Bravo, cross runway 23, then Juliet.
Taxi to 15 left, cross runway 7 via Alpha Lima Alpha Bravo 1 Bravo Hotel Bravo, cross runway 23, then Juliet, Air Canada 531. Ground Air Canada 531, shorter runway 15 left.
Air Canada 531, runway 15 right available. Taxi to runway 15 right via Alpha Lima Alpha Bravo 1 Bravo Hotel Bravo, cross runway 23, then Juliet.
Leading Air 921, heavy Toronto ground, pushback and start approved. Information kilo is current.
Clear for the push and start, leading airlines 921.
Toronto ground, leading airline 921 Heavy, request taxi to runway 05.
Leading Air 921 taxi to runway 5. Juliet, hold short of runway 15 right, then continue taxi via Foxtrot, hold short of runway 23, then continue taxi via hotel.
Toronto ground, request IFR departure, clearance.
Correction, cross runway 33 right, continue on taxiway hotel until you reach runway 05, contact the tower when ready for departure. Have it at 9003 Heavy. Have it 9003 Heavy, looking for permission to cross runway 33 left. Have it 9003 Heavy, ready for push and set.
Abbott 9003. Heavy Toronto ground push and start approved. Let me know when ready to taxi.
Delta 2375, request push and start.
Delta 2375 Toronto ground, just hang tight for a sec. I'll have your clearance ready in just a moment. Delta 2375 Toronto ground push and start approved. Call for taxi.
Delta 2375, request taxi.
Toronto ground, Speedbird 271 with information kilo. Would like to request IFR clearance to New York, Georgia.
Give me 1 second for that clearance.